What's up, Language Challengers? Hola, bienvenido a Language Accepted. Hoy voy a hablar un poco en español, o al menos voy a tratarlo. Es mi primer vídeo en español, pero comencé a aprender hace muchos años. Pues hace 14 años, más o menos. Hice mi bachillerato en español. O sea, estudié por 4 años. También hice el certificado de, no me recuerdo, el DELE intermedio, creo. Pero después del bachillerato no he practicado mucho mi español. Por eso, if there are any mistakes, please let me know. Hoy quiero hablar un poco hablar sobre mi viaje en crucero. Let's go. El año pasado, en 2015, en otoño, mi hermana y yo nos decidimos a invitar a los padres, parientes y amigos a hacer un crucero.
What's up, guys? We just arrived in Nizza. Let's go, baby. Let's go casino.
Teníamos mucho miedo la primera noche porque había onda muy alta. I mean, really high, because I was lying in bed, and every time at the top I felt like there was no gravity at all for a split second. So yeah, teníamos mucho miedo.
Gehst du generell sehr gerne wiederholt, ja. Absolut, ja.
Aparte de eso, el viaje era muy divertido. Viajamos de Niza a Mallorca y después a Barcelona. Pero desfortunadamente no teníamos mucho tiempo para explorar las ciudades. That's enough for today. I'm not kidding, I haven't spoken that much Spanish for a decade, so my brain right now is like, I need a coffee. So let me show you how to do the Vietnamese coffee. Well, iced coffee. Café soda. Let's go. So this is what you need. A glass, filter, coffee, condensed milk. Step number 1, condensed milk. Bam! Then we need some hot water. Then you put the coffee in the filter. I usually do like 4 spoons. Bam! Then you do the shaky so it even out, okay? Very good. Next you put this on the glass. Put in a little bit of water. Here we go. Put the lid on and wait for, well, 10-15 seconds. So that the coffee absorbs the water first. And then you can fill it up with water. Here we go. Very nice. Then put on the lid again. Waiting time again. If you want to do café soda, so iced coffee, then you obviously need ice. Let's go. It's already cold outside, but I don't care. Alright, finished. So then you put the lid here, put the thing on here so it doesn't spill. Bam! Time to stir this up. Condensed milk with coffee. Whee! Then put it in the glass with ice. Whee! Done. Then it's time to enjoy. For today's tip, I wanted to continue the topic of how to learn vocabulary. So, for example, this is how I used to study Japanese words. Okay. Hoshi. Yeah. Homaru. Yeah, I knew that. Itsure. Either that or with word list from a course book, for example. And after years, I would know a lot of words passively, meaning I was able to recognize a lot of words when I was reading something, for example, but I had problems with recalling the word during a conversation and use it in context. I then started to learn more actively. For example, instead of going through the flashcard like this, like high speed, right? Yeah, I know this, I know that. You can just take a break and just, okay, Toshokan library, and then try to form your own sentence. For example, 明日図書館で勉強するつもりです. I know it takes more time to review your words like this, but in the end it's worth it because you need to actively recall the word from your memory and use it and practice it. Eventually, you are able to use it in conversation spontaneously. Another way of active learning is through monologues, for example. I remember back in the day when we were studying reflexive verbs in French, so se réveiller, se lever, and so on. I would always do monologues. For example, aujourd'hui je me suis réveillé à 7 heures et après je me suis douché and blah 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 blah, and so on. So in that way you actively use the word and also practice conjugation. Another obvious way is to practice with your language partner. I used to study a lot of Korean words, and then my partner was like, well, that word is very, very polite, so we don't really use it in everyday speech, or stuff like that. Especially with Asian languages that have different levels of politeness, it might be very useful to check with your language partner if certain words or expressions is really worth learning. My favorite way of active learning is learning by teaching. So I'm not just studying for me or by myself, but if I want to teach something to someone else, I need to actively restructure my knowledge and rephrase it in a simple way, and that process is very helpful if you want to memorize something. For example, with the Japanese verb series, I'm not just learning the infinitive forms or the dictionary forms, but now I need to review all the different verb endings and teach it to you. That's very helpful to memorize all the verbs and the verb forms. Or the practice parts of these vlogs also very useful for me because I actively need to recall the words and form sentences, and yeah. Así podéis recordar mejor las palabras. That's it for today. Thanks all for watching. Before I forget it, there is a link in the description below to a little survey where you can vote like what language you're most interested in, or what kind of videos you prefer to see, like these kind of vlogs or the learn blah blah episodes or the Japanese verbs. So you can vote, and we then know which videos we should focus more time on. So please do that, and see you next time.